Well, hello everybody. Welcome to our week one overview. This week we're going to be really kind of getting an introduction to the nature of data. And we are going to be really kind of looking at this concept of variation, which really has to do with the idea that numbers are different. It's just that in statistics, rather than saying different, we say that they vary. But it turns out this idea of variation is really at the root of virtually all statistics. And so it's a concept that you'll hear come up over and over again as the weeks move by. The fact that data tends to vary creates something called variables. And this week you're going to be learning about two kinds of variables. There are numerical variables, and those are variables that sort of where the data is on a continuum. Take something like age, right? Age goes from 0 to however long a person could live, right? All on a continuum. Then there is categorical data, right? And so that's data that basically places each of us within certain buckets, I like to call it. So imagine something like university rank, right? People are usually in the freshman, sophomore, or junior bucket. And so those would be categories, right? Or you could be married or single or divorced or widowed, right? Each of those would be buckets. And so those are the basic two kinds of variables. And so one of the focuses this week is for you to kind of learn to discern the difference between them. Another thing that you're going to be covering this week has to do with differentiating between stacked and unstacked data storage, right? And these really refer to the ways in which we might place data into a spreadsheet. Okay, and so it'll be important for you to learn to distinguish between these as well. In terms of things you're going to be doing this week, so hopefully, you will, by the first day, go ahead and introduce yourselves. Please add an avatar so we can see what you look like. The other thing is that you should be reading the chapter 1. You should be watching the lecture that I've provided on chapter 1. There's a discussion board, and I'm asking you to have your responses to those questions at the initial post by Wednesday at midnight, and then there'll be 2 subsequent posts, responses to your peers, that are due by Sunday at midnight. And then the final thing is that you have my Stat Lab homework, and that'll also be due by Sunday at midnight. Okay, so you're always welcome to contact me via email, which is actually my preference because I can actually access that anywhere. But if you would rather speak over the phone, one of the things that you might consider doing is actually emailing me your phone number and some times in which I can call you, and I'd be happy to call you back. We can also meet virtually. And so if you'd like to just kind of interact that way, so just lots of ways. And of course, if you're in St. Louis and on campus, you can actually come see me here in my office. Okay, so have a great week. Bye-bye.